Right now, somewhere in the darkness beyond Saturn's rings, an entire ocean is roaring under a shell of ice, and it might not stay quiet forever. This is Enceladus, a moon only about 500 kilometers across, small enough to fit inside Texas, yet powerful enough to shoot literal oceans into space. It's beautiful, it's mysterious. And if we're honest, it's kind of terrifying because Enceladus isn't just frozen rock. It's active, it's leaking, and its ice could, in a very real sense, wake up and change everything we thought we knew about life in the universe. So what makes this tiny glittering marble one of the scariest places in the solar system? First, let's picture it. You're flying over Saturn's rings in a spacecraft. Ahead of you, a bright white pearl wrapped in clean ice, shining like fresh snow under a faraway sun. No craters in some regions, strange cracks cutting across the surface. It looks calm. Then you swing around to the South Pole, and calm goes out the window there. Enceladus is literally venting its insides into space. Giant fissures, nicknamed tiger stripes, are spitting geysers of water vapor, ice grains, and organic molecules hundreds of kilometers high. It's like watching an upside-down ocean storm exploding outward into the void. NASA's Cassini spacecraft actually flew through those plumes. It tasted them. And what it found is why scientists can't stop thinking about this moon. Inside Enceladus is a global ocean of liquid water, trapped between the icy crust above and a rocky core below. This isn't a shallow pond. This is an entire planet-wide sea kept warm by tidal heating, the constant flexing and squeezing of the moon as it orbits Saturn, turning gravitational stress into internal heat. And in that dark ocean, Cassini detected salts, complex organic molecules, and, most chilling of all, signs of hydrothermal vents. Hydrothermal vents are those hot mineral-rich chimneys on Earth's seafloor, where seawater meets magma-heated rock. On our own planet, they're bursting with life. Whole ecosystems of strange creatures live there in total darkness, feeding not on sunlight but on chemistry. So here's the unsettling question. If Enceladus has similar vents at the bottom of its hidden ocean, what might be growing there right now? Because by the strictest scientific definition, Enceladus checks almost every box we look for when we hunt for life. Liquid water? Check. Energy sources? Check. Organic chemistry? Check. Protection from radiation under kilometers of shielding ice? Also check. This is where the ice could wake idea comes in. That shell of ice isn't just a frozen lid. It's a dynamic, moving, creaking world. Cracks open. Pressure builds. Plumes burst through, carrying the chemistry of the abyss straight into space like a message in a bottle. If life has started in that ocean, Enceladus isn't just quietly existing. It's actively spraying hints of alien biology out into the solar system. Imagine a future probe skimming only tens of kilometers above the surface, wings coated in frost. As it dives through a plume, it switches on its instruments and detects not just simple organics, but complex patterns. Maybe long-chain molecules that don't form easily by chance. Maybe something that looks like fragments of cell membranes. Maybe even isotopic fingerprints, subtle shifts in atomic weights, that on Earth only living things produce. That moment would be the closest thing to the ice waking up that we've ever experienced. Because suddenly, this quiet moon turns into the first confirmed cradle of alien life, and that's where Enceladus gets truly scary. In the best possible way. If life can emerge in a black ocean under ice with no sunlight, no continents, no sky, then life might be everywhere, not just on Earth-like planets, but on hidden oceans inside icy shells all across the galaxy. Think about how many Enceladus-like worlds might exist. Around Jupiter alone, Europa and Ganymede probably have subsurface oceans. Beyond our solar system, out by cold, dim red dwarf stars, frozen exomoons could hide the same secret. Water, heat, chemistry, time. Enceladus forces us to admit we might be looking for life in the wrong places. The habitable zone might not just be a ring around a star. It might also be deep below the ice in the darkness, warmed from within. But there's another, darker edge to this. If a world like Enceladus is alive, it raises ethical questions that are honestly unsettling. Do we risk landing there, drilling through that ice and contaminating an alien ecosystem with Earth microbes hitchhiking on our spacecraft? Do we have the right to touch that ocean at all? And what if we don't find life? Yet, what if Enceladus has all the ingredients, all the energy, all the conditions, but life simply hasn't had enough time to start? Then this moon becomes something else, a cosmic embryo, a world on the edge of awakening. In that scenario, humanity faces a heavy choice. Do we leave it alone, a natural experiment slowly unfolding over millions of years, or do we one day seed it, introducing Earth life into that ocean and turning Enceladus into our first intentionally terraformed ecosystem? Either path is huge. Either path changes our role in the universe, from just observers to gardeners or to guardians right now. NASA and ESA scientists are sketching mission concepts to return to Enceladus, to fly through its plumes again with better instruments, maybe even to scoop and return samples back to Earth. A few orbits, a few close passes through those icy eruptions. That might be all it takes to answer one of the biggest questions we can ask. Are we alone? Because if the answer is hidden in those frozen jets, then one day soon, a tiny grain of ice from Enceladus might arrive in a lab on Earth. And under a microscope, the ice will, in a sense, wake. And when it does, the universe will suddenly feel a lot less empty. So here's the question that lingers. When we finally listen closely to what Enceladus has been shouting into space for millions of years, will we hear silence, or the first whisper of another biosphere? If you want to be there when we find out, stay curious, and come back for the next journey into the dark corners of our cosmic backyard.